Alright guys, welcome back to the financial report. I am your host, Super is JL, and the last time that we were talking, in the last video that you have seen from me, if you haven't seen that video with the Berkshire, they took a hit. Make sure y'all go check that video out. And today, I'm going to be giving you guys the Trump tariffs updates. Last time, I wasn't able to give you guys any updates. I've been out for a little while. Literally tore my groin, wasn't able to walk for like one day, started to repair myself, working out, doing all that great stuff, and we are finally back here on Monday. I wanted to just stay prepared. August, we haven't really had a great start, but it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. I know why you clicked on this video, so let's go ahead and get into it. Trump tariffs live updates, U.S.-China deadline, Looming court ruling on Trump's authority and focus. If anything happens in the background, guys, kids, got dogs, got things moving in motion. So let's go ahead and get into this article. This is on Yahoo Finance. You can do your own homework, do your own research, and let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this article. The U.S. and China face an August 12th deadline to extend their tariff pause as Trump amps up threats of higher duties, citing China's purchase of Russian oil. China defended its Russian oil buys, with the Chinese Foreign Ministry saying Friday that it is legitimate and lawful for China to conduct normal economic, trade, and energy cooperation with all countries around the world, including Russia. Trump is reportedly nearing a face-to-face meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin, but he has amped up threats on countries buying oil from Russia as he seeks an end to the war in Ukraine. This week, Trump doubled tariffs on India, citing its oil purchases. Trump is also preparing for a ruling in a court case that will decide on his authority to impose many of his sweeping tariffs. On Friday, he argued that if it appeals court rules against him in the most watched of several legal battles against his tariffs, it would have a devastating economic consequences. It will be a 1929 all over again, a Great Depression, he warned. Trump's sweeping reciprocal tariff hit U.S. trade partners on Thursday. They are most at risk in the legal challenges. Switzerland, for its part, is wondering how it went from promising trade conversations with Washington to having a tariff of 39% levied against it in the final outcome. Bloomberg has a behind-the-scenes look at how the negotiations fell apart. You can see new rates in the graphic below. All right, so we got the Trump announced tariffs rate on wide range of trading partners. Tariff rates announced since July 1st set to take effect on August 7th. All right, so as y'all can see, I've been looking through. They haven't posted, New Mexico, which controls all of our United States. I don't say our United States, basically everybody. It controls how they consume the tomato product and all that good stuff. So they're at 25%. Berkshire, the Heinz company, had took a hit because of tariffs. So that's what I was saying in the last video, that Berkshire's, they have stock with Heinz, and Heinz stock is messed up because the tomatoes can't be reproduced and, distributed around the world because of the tariffs. So they're at the 25% raise. You can see Canada has the 35%. European Union is at 15%. So it looks like they made, because as y'all remember in the last videos, man, it was European Union, Europe. They was struggling, man. They were fighting against a lot of stuff. India took a huge hit, man. They got 50% tariff. Japan, it went down. Indonesia went down. United Kingdom went down. But as you can see, India is suffering, man. Which is actually kind of crazy. But let's get back into the article. Meanwhile, a decent White House event with Apple CEO Tim Cook, he suggested he would impose a tariff of 100% on chips and semiconductors, but hinted at a carve-out for companies who build in the U.S. Trump has unleashed a flurry of deals and trade moves in the recent weeks. Trump granted Mexico, the largest trading partner, a 90-day reprieve on higher tariffs. Trump hiked tariffs on Canadian imports to 35%, though goods contained in the U.S. Mexico-Canada agreement are exempt, keeping this hike impacts limited so far. The U.S. agreed to a deal with South Korea. The agreement includes 15% tariff on imports from the country. The president signed an order to end the minimized exemption on low-value imports under $100, thereby applying tariffs from August 29th. Trump imposed a total of 50% tariffs on many goods from Brazil. However, it exempts key U.S. imports like orange juice and aircraft parts. The U.S. and EU agreed to a trade deal that imposes 15% on EU goods. The nations are still working on finalizing many of the terms of the deal. What Trump's tariffs mean for the economy and your wallet, that is a whole nother article. So I'm gonna keep reading because we can discuss this chart. We can go through it. We saw the first one. So Brazil, at one point they was getting hit for 50%. They are now at 10. Afghanistan 15%. Algeria 30%. Stay the same. Angola looks like it's going to go up. Bangladesh is going to go up. I don't know what April 2nd announced rate, modified rate. I think modified rates was the current, so I'm going to just go with the current. Bolivia 15% went up. Bosnia 30 went down 5%. Botswana, if I pronounce these wrong, I'm sorry. Costa Rica, Cameroon, Chad, everything stayed either good or bad. As y'all can see, I'm not going to read all these words, or not words, but trading partner countries, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to give y'all the update like I promised that I would, because I make my, I want to make sure that you guys are, included. I want everybody to know what's going on, man. It's important to know as I get older. And, I feel like it's very important for everybody to know. It might seem boring, but this is valuable information that we all need, because some of these tariffs can affect, the PCs that we buy, the fruits that we buy, the socks, the clothes. It's definitely hurting everybody in the clothing industry with the nails, and then you got hair, the hair products. So all those companies are taking a hit with these, tariffs, man. It's either negative or positive. And I remember, before we even got into summertime, that, a lot of companies were about to shut down because of the tariffs. So it's important that you know what's going on, you know what I'm saying? It's important that we all know. All right, so this is another article. It's probably the last one I'll read. All right, commentary: tariffs are denting profits and may be soon your portfolio. With over 2/3 of the company having reported earnings, Yahoo Finance found more than 4 dozen large firms saying tariffs are impacting their businesses in some material way. Like I was just saying, Yahoo Finance Rick Newman reports, the theme of the moment in financial markets is the resilience of U.S. stock values. President Trump is imposing billions of dollars in new imports taxes on U.S. firms. Yet the S&P 500 index is up 26% from its April low and fresh off several record highs. Investors who shunned U.S. assets just a few months ago are now aggressively buying. However, numerous warning signs have emerged during the second quarter earnings seasons as companies outline the ways Trump's tariffs are hurting profits, disrupting operations, and forcing price hikes onto consumers. Tariffs are not hitting every company since they mainly affect goods, and many of America's top firms are service providers. But some analysts think the negative tariff effects are widespread enough to the wind of out of stock soon. Manufacturers are bearing a large portion of the tariff costs since many rely on imported components that are more expensive. Caterpillar, Kimberly-Clark, BMW, Ford, Harley-Davidson, Hyundai, Tesla, GE Aerospace, 3M, and General Motors are among the companies saying tariffs reduce earnings in the second quarter. Ford, as one example, said tariffs would knock $2 billion off earnings this year. Caterpillar expects a tariff hit of at least $1.3 billion. Kimberly-Clark's tariff loss will be around $170 million. So, like I said, man, everybody's taking a hit. Everybody's taking a hit, whether it's good or I ain't heard no positive from none of these tariffs, but I think what Trump is doing is just trying to distribute and control the monopoly board of everything that's being transported in the U.S. Now, how he's affecting other countries, I have no idea because they have their own government. But when he sets the standards of what's going to be imported in the United States, that is the key point that I want everybody to see. You don't necessarily have to agree, but you have to look at what's really going on behind the scenes. And you have to know that this is really what's going on. All right. Now, I hate to give you guys a short video, but I would like to make another video so we can have two for you guys on Monday. And I appreciate you guys for watching the last video. I want to stay consistent in August. We have a slow start. It's already going to be the 11th. All right. So, hey, I had to get back on my grind. I was hurt as far as injury wise. A lot was going on, man. You know, personal things, personal life. You gotta take care of yourself before you get on the internet. If you need advice on like YouTube content creation, put yourself first before you continue battling obstacles of just trying to post videos every day. That is tough. I used to try to do that every day. I have to have my personal life together. All right. So with all that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the new beats that you hear in the background. All of those beats are created by me. This video is sponsored by Quality Surveillance Systems. If you don't know, go to qualitysurveillancesystems.com. The website is a work in progress. I promise that things will get better, and I'm standing firmly on everything that is going behind the scenes with Quality Surveillance Systems. There will be more that I will give you guys. There will be an update on everything as far as updates with Quality Surveillance Systems, and also we want to make sure that you guys are safe while you're on the road, while you're away from home. You need to have AI generated surveillance systems so the cops will be dispatched. Just because you got, like, who wants to get their house robbed, the door kicked in while you're gone, and nothing will be done? No cops will be called, nothing. So quality surveillance systems will actually help you have your issues put together. I'm telling you, don't look at it like you don't need it. You do need it, because other cameras that record, they just record it. You have evidence of what will happen, but you actually need a camera that can dispatch the police once they kick your door, once they hop that fence, once they do something, when you see something illegal going on at your business, you gotta have these cameras. All right. With all that being said, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. We out. Gang.